Okay, so keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and focus your mind to this bell sound, please. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the blessed one, the exalted one, the fully enlightened one. So bring your attention to your body, please. And scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say Supatveva or may I be well and happy. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, we're going to relax our body step by step, following my words mentally. Relax your body, please. Relax your head. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyebrows. Relax your eyes. Relax your ears. Relax your nose. Relax your upper lip. Relax your lower lip. Relax your chin. Relax your whole face muscles. Relax your teeth. Relax your tongue. Relax your mouth. Relax your throat. Relax your neck. Relax your shoulders, arms, elbow, forearms, palms, fingers, fingertips. Relax your back muscles and relax your spine. Relax your chest and relax your abdominal muscles. Relax your lungs. Relax your heart. Relax your liver. Relax your kidneys. Relax your gallbladder. Relax your pancreas. Relax your small intestine. Relax your large intestine. Relax all abdominal organs. Relax your buttock. Relax your thigh. Relax your knee. Relax your calf muscles. Relax your foot and relax your toes. Relax your whole body muscles, tendons, ligaments, bone marrows, and whole skeleton. Release the tension in your mind and keep relax your face muscles, please. So now gently bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. Deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation, please. So allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. Simply just observe and recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation through the sensation, not by visualizing, not by dreaming, not by thinking, or not by doing any physical activities, just by recognizing the sensation. If your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again. So whatever happen, it's nothing to do with your intention. Always keep your intention towards sensation of your inhalation, exhalation. Observe very carefully, recognize it, the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation. Follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation, and observe entire breath body from beginning to end. Knowingly, this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end of the inhalations or exhalations. Some inhalation exhalations become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Just recognize it. So the inhalation or exhalation you experience is a result of bodily action. See how your body works, and according to that, you experience inhalation, exhalation. Body depend on necessary conditions. You experience inhalation, exhalation as a result of cause and conditions. You can resist it or you can hold it. You can't hold it or you cannot resist the process of cause and condition in your body. Body itself arising, persisting, vanishing, moment by moment. And as a result of that, you experience inhalation, exhalation, arising, persisting, vanishing itself. Just experience the process without claiming this as you. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, to your left side, to your right side, downward, and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, once upon a time there was a teacher had some students. Actually, it's a meditation center. So, this senior monk used to teach meditation for all other newcomers. And there was one student. He was always trying to get the attention from the teacher, and he was trying to always make happy, convince the teacher rather than practicing himself. And the teacher felt so sorry about him, and he was so faithful to the teacher and became a very good student, but still he neglected his practice. So there was a full moon night, and that day in the evening, this teacher had a dog. So he used to go for a walk in the evening. So that the full moon day, teacher called this student and told, let's go out for a walk. And evening, they went for a walk, and then they came to a point to see the moon very clearly. And the dog was running here and there. And then the teacher called this student and told, so look at this. And then the teacher called the dog, and the dog came to his close to his feet. And then the teacher saw the moon. So the dog looked here and there. The dog couldn't see anything, and then he started to look at the finger and start to bark. So the students that laugh looking at this, oh, look at this poor dog. You know, it cannot see the moon. It think about the finger. And the teacher told, so that's right. Remember, don't be my dog. So, and sometimes ourselves, you have to be very careful not to be kind of like a watchdog for the Dharma or the good or for the world. You have very limited time. By the time this everything will change, and you will change, and you has to go. So it's going to be real one day. So before you go, if you don't get the lesson out of the time that you spend, then you wasting your life here. So then remember, even though you do things for others and you do things for the world, you do things for the culture, the traditions, or the nations, but at the same time, you have to change. You have to change to the higher level. If you cannot change to the higher level, remember that you losing something. Maybe you cannot find it anywhere again. So that's why you have a great opportunity. And so think about it. And don't be a watchdog for the Dharma or the meditation even. So you have to practice yourself, and you have to get the wisdom out of it. So with that, today we're going to talk about something, this ultimacies. And when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, the mainly talk about Paramartha, the ultimacies. Then when we break down everything, that whatever you see in this outside world and whatever you experience inside world, the final, the information that you can gain is called ultimacies. Beyond that, there is nothing. That is the bottom line. Recognizing this is very important for you. It's kind of like if you can recognize this very carefully, you can decode your karmic path. So when it comes to ultimacies, it's called the Paramartha. And there are two kind of ultimacies. One is called Sankata and another one called Asankata. So the Sankata means it's depending from it's something. And it called another way, it called conditional reality. It's conditioned by something. And the Asankata means it's not depending from something. It's not conditioned. So the Paramartha, the Sankata, there is one called Paramartha Dharma. The Paramartha Dharma means Chitta, Chaitasika, Rupa. So that is our very experience. As a life, what you experience, and as a life, what you manifest, as a life you become, included to these three things. Chitta, Chaitasika, Rupa. So what the Rupa means out of this outside world. Whatever you experience as perception to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, so that is Rupa. And when you experience that, and out of that, your mind condition, and once you start to think about it, it's called Chaitasika. And this whole process, when it comes to one thing, the Rupa and the Chaitasika, and the deeply, it depends on something it called the Chitta. So Chitta, Chaitasika, Rupa. This called the Sankata ultimacies. And the Asankata Paramartha means, Asankata ultimacy means the Nibbana. It's not depending from something, but it's still kind of like it's kind of like a result of your own mind. That's why you can achieve it. So when the mind runs with the Chitta Chaitasika Rupa, or the thoughts, mind, or the consciousness, and the perception that your Nibbana cannot experience. So when the mind becomes free from Chitta Chaitasika Rupa, or the mind, thoughts, and the perception, that is where you experience the Nibbana. But today we're not going to talk about that. And the mostly, and we see that when it comes to most of the books, it just talk about only the Paramartha Dharma. That means Chitta Chaitasika Rupa. But there are another three kind of Sankata Paramartha. That means conditional ultimacies. Another three. Mostly we talk about only one. That is Paramartha Dharma. And there are other things that the Upadino Dhamma, another one called Paramartha Jatika, and the Anupada Dharma. So those are the four things. And when it comes to the Nibbana, it explained under five categories. Sammuti and the Tadanga, Vikambana, Samucheda, Nissarana. So you don't need to think about the words. But today we're going to see when it comes to the Sankata Paramartha, then the conditional reality, in that conditional reality, out of the Chitta Chaitasika Rupa, that means out of the Paramartha Dharma, that Upadino Dhamma, there is something which normally you don't see and you don't think, but still that play a major role in your life. Upadino Dhamma. It's a kind of like it's a law. It's kind of, as you know, law of karma, law of nature, so law of attraction, law of gravity. So like that, Upadino Dhamma is kind of like it's a kind of like a law. So this Upadino Dhamma is implant to the mind stream. And once it implant to the mind stream, what happened? It kind of like the current. So the water, the current can take the water. The water itself can flow. But at the same time, when the water that caught into the current, the water become helpless. The water cannot resist the current. So like that, when the mind, when your thoughts, when your life caught into this Upadino Dhamma, this kind of extreme, the karmic path, you cannot escape from that if you don't know about it. If you know, then you, of course, you can. So in day-to-day life, as you know, that whatever we do and whatever we think, it always depend with result. You have mind, result based mind. You have actions, result based action. So just imagine, when you have a mind, it's always look for result. So the current deeply that create inside you, even the result come to you, the current not going to settle down there. Because that current start to create another, the desire. So that is kind of like, that's why this Upadino Dhamma, recognizing this is a very important. Why? It has power to accumulate this worldly nature around you. So when you look for result, whatever you bring, as example, imagine you go to market and then you see good vegetables and you think, oh, this is very nice. It's look good, maybe tasty. See, you buy it. That action bound to the result that you expecting, it should bring the good taste. So then look at around your house, your room, and just see yourself. Why you keep it there? And then you will see there is something deeper in your mind. You looking for a result out of it. So then if there is a moment come for you, if you can have a thought that it get out of the result based intention, that is a kind of like you come closer to the asankata paramartha. That's mean you come closer to the nibbana. So then look yourself, is there any way that you can come to a point to have a thought, not look for a result? That is another way, it called samadhi. Because once you come to the tranquility state, or ekaggata, or unification of your all thoughts or the mind, in that very moment, you get out of the desire. That means it get out of the result-based intention. But if you have a result-based intention, thoughts, actions, what will happen? It's going to come to you. And it not only that, it has power to accumulate. That is the most dangerous thing. So it called another way, this current, it called Kamma Sati. Kamma Sati. Kamma Sati means it's a kind of like a, it has a consciousness, it has a kind of like a consciousness related to karma. So then you have to look yourself. Have you ever thought, when you do things, what kind of intention you had? Even when you go out, or when you brought something, when you order something online, have you ever thought, what is the intention that you had? So, because it's kind of like you already invite. As example, if you had the greed, with that greed or the desire, if you brought any material thing, remember that material has power to hold it to you. And not only that, you have power to hold it to it. So mostly when it comes to 5 aggregates, we talk about form, feeling, perception, and formation and recognition, or the consciousness. So it's kind of like a from outside to inside, what we experience. So that is not enough. There is another way. So this Upadino Dharma is nothing to do with this outside to inside experience. This is inside to outside experience. It's like the consciousness, recognition, and then out of that, there is a way formation can happen. And out of that, there is a way perception can happen. And out of that, there is a way feeling can happen. And out of that, there is a way form can bring it to you. So see, now mostly we see form, feelings, sensation, perception, and recognition. But there is a way that from inside, from your consciousness, also it can go to outside world. That's why the precepts, disciplinary code is very important. Taming your mind is important, certain way, because it reduces the power that the go towards outside world. Out of this, the creation come. When you look at the world, sometimes that it's mostly it arises in our consciousness. How it happened? So as example, when somebody die, that person die with one thought, not having many dreams, only one thought. And so when someone come to in the mother's womb, it has only one thought. That's where the consciousness start. And there is a sutta called Navapurana Kama Sutta. So in your mother's womb, so your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind get out of your previous karma. So you never saw the world yet, but you gain eyes to see the world. You gain ears to hear the sound. So like that, when you come to this world, you come with the deeper current to catch things around you. It is invisibly, unknowingly, unconsciously can happen. So then just imagine, the power is this, that as example, when newly married couple, they want a child. And when the mother and father come together, in that very moment, if the mother had the uncomfort or the discomfort or the unhappiness or the greed or the anger or the lust, that moment of mind facilitate this Upadino Dhamma. That means it start to create the current to invite the same kind of consciousness. It never going to happen when the mother have, this is very important yourself to know as ordinary people, because sometimes, as you know, some parents say, I don't know who, who is this child. Of course, because when you have unconscious moment of intimacy, and in that very moment come there's a consciousness come, you don't know that kind of what is that person. So there's no way, when you have the greed, hatred and the delusion, there is no way in that very moment there is another consciousness can come with the loving kindness, generosity and compassion. So now you see, day by day, the newly born children become angry and no patience, and become so wild, and sometimes they kind of are always hyper. Why? Because the mother condition of the mother's mind, and that is the beginning. So that's why you have to be very careful, because when it goes to this, that the upadino dhamma, that is where you bring the current. So then when you want, if you want the good child, educated child, and well disciplined child, at least before you going to have a child, at least 3 months you start to prepare for that. If you do that, 100% guarantee you're going to get a good child. Why? Because you prepare your consciousness to invite to the right consciousness. That is where it come and settle down. So in day-to-day life, see, that is where the life begin. So if you have a unknown moment, unconscious moment, and in that very moment, that if the whatever another consciousness looking for a place to settle down, and it that consciousness is unconscious moment, and that giving the current to bring. So that's why it's kind of like that giving implant to the current. So then once you have it, see, unless if you come to this world and when you have a good environment, or if your parents later get educated and then maybe you find a good teacher, and or maybe you find a good friend or somebody like that, otherwise you're going to go with that current. You're going to go with that current until you see yourself, because once you're able to see your own mind, that is where you can reduce this power. So then it is very important yourself to get out of this result based mindset. That is the very foundation of Buddhist way of becoming generous, giving dana, offering things. You don't look for result. Of course, in the beginning, because we cannot understand without result how we can give. So that's why you wish for the nibbana. Out of whatever you give, you wish for the nibbana, or you wish for the dharma, or you wish for the wisdom, not the material. But when it comes to some teachings, it's a mostly people try to practice becoming generous just to gain something. That's mean you do action with the result based mind. So it is very important in day-to-day life. At least you can start little by little. Just for a moment, get out of this result-based thoughts. Get out of this putting intention to thoughts. So maybe you having a tea. So in that very moment, if you come to the sensation and you settle down with the sensation and recognize it, in that recognition, what will happen? The desire going to reduce the power. Why? Because the very nature of the consciousness, it can pay, it can be there only with one moment of intention. There cannot be two. So once you come to recognize the sensation, in that very moment, it dropped the desire. So it dropped the current. So we don't know from the history, and we don't know our grandparents to grandparents, and for our, when it come to our parents, we don't know what kind of mindset they had before we come to this world. But somehow now you have the Dharma. So you have to get the help out of the Dharma. It's kind of like you have power to decoding your DNA, and your entire biochemical system you can completely change. And that is a kind of like a great gift that you can give to humanity, because the way this world go, and people always need drama, people always need something, and they cannot settle down, they cannot be calm, relaxed, they always need to do something, they cannot be little bit silence, especially this young generation. This, so then you have to remember yourself. You are the one who can decode this. You are the one who can bring a new method of humanity to the world. How? In the very first level, start to develop the attention. It's called the ekagata. Attention means your each and every atom in your body has a kind of like your thoughts, each and every thoughts has a kind of like a mind, thoughts. So if you can bring that everything to one point, that is why it called one pointedness. So ekagata, you accumulating entire process of thoughts to one moment. Because once it come to a one moment, what will happen? It release the deeper karmic current. It break down. Once it break down, what will happen? It slow down. Otherwise, it keep going, keep going. That's why, see that when you get angry and you don't know how things happen, you get mad, your body got so tight, and then you break things, and even you cannot recognize your own loved ones. You don't know. And later you say, I don't know what happened to me. Even not the anger, desire happen. No, lust, when the lust come, and you don't know what happened to you. So when the ignorance happen, you don't know what happened to you. So that's why you cannot go with this. When you go with this, you are very unsafe. You are in danger. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, because you are in this current. You have to remember. And the Buddha mentioned there was some examples, similes, like the curd, the milk has potential to become milk, curd. So when you have the milk, it has possibility to become curd, but it's not going to be overnight, suddenly, right away. It takes time. But what is this upadino dhamma means? Inside this milk, there is curd. That is what you have to see. So another simile, charcoal covered in ashes. It has power to bring the fire. Maybe you don't see, maybe you can touch it, but maybe little spark of fire can burn entire California. It's like a great fire in London. It burned entire London. So in one bakery, man, just a spark of little current with the fire. So like that, in your mind, already you have, because why? That you already process out of the result-based mind. And not only that, you invited yourself all these material things with the result base. And not only that, you are invited by the desires. So then you have to be very careful. That's why when something comes, then it is just not what appear to yourself with the form, feeling, sensation, perception, and recognition, like that. And then you have to see from inside also. When it comes to consciousness, formation, perception, feeling, and form. So it's a both way. That's why when something happened, you cannot blame to outside world. Why? Maybe that happened by the invitation from you. You are the already invite for that person to your life, not that person. That person may be helpless, and that person depending on the law of nature. And that person helpless, and your current is so high, and you are the one who pulled that person to yourself. And now you blaming to that person. So that's why when something happened, especially when if any mistake happen out of somebody, or if somebody blame, get mad or doing something, even something come out of material, rather than becoming mad, angry, just take a moment and say, maybe I am the one who invite this. That's why in a different sutta, Buddha mentioned that regarding this anger. And when one method, just accept it as the karma. So this is why it called. Why? Because the upadino Dhamma, that you are somewhere in the samsara, knowingly or unknowingly, you are implant that intention to the karmic stream. So that current keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And maybe it can be empowered day by day, day by day. So then how you can break this down and developing the sati. And once it come to samadhi, that's why when it come to eightfold path, it's called samma samadhi. And it nothing in another thing is, when it come to the Buddha's teaching in the sutras, there is no called samatha, dhyana, and vipassana. It's kind of like that. It all meditation, and it in one way it calls samadhi. And because when it come to the right tranquility state, in that very moment you're going to recognize this current. You can see this current. Once you see it, that is the solution for break this down. So, and when it come to the Buddha's teaching, it's just meditation. So practicing yourself, developing, cultivating your mind, rather than empowering the mind itself, whatever is there. And in the very first level, you have to develop it with the profitable skills, and then you have to come to a clear awareness, sati sampajanya, or the one pointness. So once you able to settle down there, in that very moment, in the very first level, underneath your chitta chaitasika rupa, or your mind or your consciousness, you reduce the current that already keep holding you to desire. So once you reduce that, you are the one who become free. Because who knows why we came to this world, And maybe we have a great desire to fulfill the anger, hatred, or maybe we have great desire to fulfill the lust. That's why maybe we take time. Where we go, we don't know what will happen tomorrow out of this desire, this current. So then what you have to do, reduce yourself. You have moment to take a conscious decision. So you no need to do it because of somebody or because of the book or like that. Look at yourself and see what the life you experience. If you don't think, if you think yourself, this is enough for me, this is not the life I want. And remember, out of your form, feeling, sensation, formation, or recognition, there is no any other life in this. This wherever you go, you're going to get that. So then, only thing is you have to get into the other side, the asankata paramartha. That's mean the nibbana. So how you can get it? In the very first level, remember to reduce the current inside you and drop that little by little. How? Developing the sati, awareness. And once you expand the capacity of the awareness, little by little, what will happen? You will get out of the five hindrance. So once you release from the five hindrance, you can see things, hear things, smell things, taste things, feel things very clearly as it is. When the mind come to that clear experience, when you able to recognize things as it is, there is no way you're going to go back. You can see from there. It's like when you climb to the top of the mountain, the landscape you can see. The same like once you able to come to that point, you will experience, you will see how things come to be as they are. Maybe from outside reason and mostly 99% from inner reasons. That is the day you become more humble, and that is the day you become more careful, and that is the day you become more vulnerable, and that is the day you become more respectful yourself. So with that, I bless up upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life during this time period. May everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava ittavata cha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idam me punya kammang Asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.